5 teams that I think are better than people actually think. Number 1, doesn't matter. Numerical 1 to 5. This isn't a ranking. We're just going to go through them. So, number 1, I have the New York Giants. The New York Giants, I know a lot of people think they're going to get like 3 wins, 4 wins. That's like their ceiling. I don't see it like that. I just don't. This team, when they got into the playoffs in, what was it? 2020? Yeah, 2022 playoffs when they got knocked out by Philly. That Giants team had a good defense, but their offense wasn't shit. Like, let's be real. Their offense wasn't that good. The way I view the Giants now is I'm like, first of all, they have a better QB room. Second of all, their wide receivers are better. Third, they don't have Saquon anymore, but Tracy, not a bad running back, right? Offensive line, that's a big question mark. But their defense is stacked. Like, Giants defense has the potential to be top 7 in the league. We'll just have to see how it plays out, right? They got a lot of young guys, but just the front 7 alone is scary. And I mean, you see it. Everybody's talking about it. But you look at that 2022 team that got knocked out. Am I tripping, or is the talent gap not that? I don't see much of a difference. Like I said, the QB room is better. Not the biggest fan of Russ. Jackson Dart, who knows what we're going to get out of him, but we see a lot of potential there. Russ is still solid, though. Russ is still solid, but I'm just not the biggest fan. And then you got Jackson Dart. Like I said, we don't know a lot about him, but there's high upside there. Then you got Jameis Winston as a backup. Jameis Winston is a great backup to have in your QB room. Then you got Malik Neighbors, along with the running back I mentioned. Like, they're just not a bad team, and I don't think there is. I feel like they're going to be in some competitive games more than people believe. So I just think people are kind of underrating them. I'm not expecting them to be good, but I do think people aren't really like giving this team enough credit and looking at them with as much upside as I'm looking at them. Number 2, I got the Green Bay Packers. For whatever reason it is in the NFC, people like to dog on the Green Bay Packers, and I understand it, right? They didn't have a good record in their division. They weren't good in their division. I mean, we saw that one of those last games of the season, we seen them lose to the Bears. Like, it didn't look good. But this is a team that's Matt LaFleur's a good coach. Jordan Love, we're still trying to kind of figure out what he is as a QB, where we want to rank him. Pretty good quarterback. Dude's a slinger. No question. He's a slinger. They got questions with their wide receivers. They got that rookie, who's his name, Matthew Golden. Really like Josh Jacobs. Their offensive line ain't bad. With Matt LaFleur and that defense is way better than people realize. They do have playmakers on that side. Their corners will be a question mark this upcoming season, but I mean, dude, if you just look at them, they dealt with injuries, and I mean, this last year, Jordan Love started off with injuries last year, and we saw how they closed. That game with Philly at the end of the season, that was a tougher game. That score might have not reflected. That game was tougher than people realize. Like, that game was kind of closer than people realize. So I'm expecting the Packers to be good, and they're gonna compete with these teams in this NFC North. Don't sleep on them. Third team, got Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as a Birds fan, right? Yeah, you can't. Yeah. They beat on Philly every now and then. I don't know what it is about Tampa Bay. And now that they got Baker is one of those like hyper aggressive competitors that, like, even if you're down by 14, you're still in the game. Like, yeah, I understand his interceptions were up this last year, but his touchdowns were up too. Like, he was above almost all the quarterbacks in touchdown passes thrown. He literally had a good season. They brought in Mukegbuka. They got Mike Evans coming back, Chris Godwin coming back off of injury, and Bucky Irving, underrated. They have a pretty solid offensive line. They got a pretty good offensive line. Their defense, I'm a big fan of Jamel Dean. I love Jamel Dean. They got some other playmakers on that side. You can't sleep on the Bucs. You can't sleep on them. They're coached better than you would think. That's all I'm gonna say. They can definitely compete in this NFC, and I would not be shocked if I don't know if they would make it to the NFC Championship game, but it wouldn't shock me if they just got there somehow. Just some way, somehow. So, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fourth team, the Miami Dolphins. I started off, when Mike McDaniel went there, dude, I was not a fan. Like, I was like, bro, there's way too much hype around this coach. And I mean, let's be real. We've seen how it's played out. We got all these people talking about, oh, the players don't respect them. The players don't respect them. Miami's defense was better than people think. They were better than you would think. Just look up their statistics. They were actually solid, especially coming off of Vic Fangio leaving for Philadelphia. They weren't a bad unit. They just dealt with some like question marks and injuries. I'm expecting their defense to be better this year. And Tua in the offense, I know all the drama with Tyreek Hill. I don't even want to talk Tyreek Hill. I just want to talk. I just want to talk McDaniel, his brain and the way it operates with the offensive scheme. Tua, Waddle, and Devon Achane. They got some really good playmakers on their offensive side, along with Tyreek Hill. I just didn't want to talk about it because there's so much like drama in his name. But they have playmakers on that side, dude, and I expect them to be like a high flying offense. I don't know how good they're going to be this year, but my guess is that they're better than they were last year. There's a lot of questions around Mike and, is he going to have his job after this year? I just think that people are kind of underrating them in the AFC East, and people are hyping up the Patriots, who I am super excited about the Patriots, but I'm like, bro, I still have Miami second out of that division. That's just me. So I think they're going to be better than people think. We'll have to see. Fifth team, I've already talked about it. Made a video on Denver Broncos. I think that the Denver Broncos, I'm expecting Bo Nix to take another step this year. And with Sean Payton is a coach that we consider one of the best, right? I love their wide receivers. I like the offensive line. I love Bo Nix. Sean Payton, I've been hearing him talk about this team in the offseason. I think they're better than people think. And I know Kansas City is like the top dog there. And I'm expecting KC to come back. I don't know why people are really sleeping on Kansas City, but they're still the top dog in the AFC, I would say. People talk about the Chargers, but in that division, I think you're sleeping on the Broncos. I've heard some people say like, oh, well, their defense has gone up against weaker talent, weaker competition, depending on the team. But I'm like, nah, this is a really good defense. Like I wouldn't sleep on Denver's defense, and they're really well coached. I do expect them. I'm having them split. I have them splitting with Kansas City. I do, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Raiders and the Chargers just weren't really an issue for them. There's a lot of people that are high on the Chargers because of Harbaugh, but you do have to remember that Sean Payton is also in that division with Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, and Sean Payton. And I mean Sean Payton, the other coaches. Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, just look at that division. Got Sean Payton, got Andy Reid, got Pete Carroll, Jim Harbaugh. Damn, bro. Maybe coaching wise, on a power ranking, you may have a bunch of top coaches within that division, no question. Even Pete Carroll coming back, no question. So yeah, that's my 5, man. That's my 5 going into this season. I think people are really sleeping on those squads, whether they're like a lower ranking in the NFL team, expecting them to be better, or one of the higher, more upside teams that we look at. But I do think people are sleeping on those 5 units, no question. But yeah, I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Be sure to like and subscribe to your boy. Football's almost here and things are starting to really heat up. So yeah, appreciate you watching. I'm outie. I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces. Subscribe. Don't be a hater.
You good? Yeah, let's go.